How many of you think there's more than one way to open our speeches? Please raise your hands. Thank you. Thank you for raising your hands. Yes, there's more than one way to open our speeches. In fact, there are 8 ways to open our speeches. Before we dive into each one of them, I would like to share 3 evaluation criteria to help us determine whether our openings are good openings or not. The 3 evaluation criteria are in the acronym of ACT, ACT. A for attention. As we say in real estate, the 3 most important things are location, location, and location. For a good speech opening, we say attention, attention, and attention. We need to grab our audience's attention right away, and we should be the center of attention. C for connection. Connect to our speech. It should be relevant to our speech. For example, when we talk about hunting safety, don't talk about fishing. Connect to our closing. A good closing should circle back to the opening. Connect to our audience. It should be relatable to our audience. T for time-based. A good opening should be short and sweet and take only 10% of the total speech time. For example, the opening for a 5-minute speech should be 30 seconds. The first and the most popular way is ask a question. Here is a real example. How many of you have fears in public speaking? How many of you would rather have a root canal than speak in front of people? How many of you would rather hide in the coffin than give the eulogy? Please raise your hands. Thank you for sharing your secrets with us. It was the opening of my speech titled, Why Join Toastmasters? The speech was delivered at a Toastmasters demo meeting. The purpose of my speech was to introduce Toastmasters, to explain the benefits of being Toastmasters members, and to encourage my audience to join the newly formed corporate club. The second technique is give a quote. Here is an example. Mother Teresa once said, "We cannot all do great things on this earth, but we can all do small things with great love." It was the opening for my speech titled, Do Small Things with Great Love, in which I talk about my morning ritual of picking up trash at the community parks I walk every morning. The number 3 way is make a provocative statement. Here is a real example. Smoking kills. More Americans die each year from smoking than were killed during World War II and Vietnam War together. It was the opening of my speech, the journey of quitting smoking. In this speech, I discussed the dangers of smoking and how I encouraged a family member to quit smoking, and the trials and triumphs in his journey. Number 4 way is sing a portion of a song. Here is a real example. Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, it's only seed. It was the opening for my speech, What is love? In this speech, I try to answer the age-old question of what is love. I discussed my quest to find the best answer, and I explained the best answer I have found. In the Bible, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to 8, starting with love is patient, love is kind. The number 5 way is tell a short story. Here is a real example. It was 5 a.m. in the morning. My 5-year-old son Wayne and I went fishing. The air was crisp and the lake was as flat as a pancake. We soon found our fishing hole. We cast out and waited and waited. Suddenly, our bobbers went down, and we pulled and pulled and pulled. It was the opening for my speech, that summer vacation on a lake, in which I talked about our one summer vacation on a lake in Upper Michigan, where we caught a lot of fish and had a lot of fun. The number 6 way is tell a joke, a good one. Here is a real example. I was practicing my speech in front of a bread store. Suddenly, my wife yelled out to me, "Albert, come inside." Standing in front of the bread sample station, she asked me, "Do I really use my tongue to pick up the bread samples?" I said, No, honey. They want you to use this pair of tongs." It was the opening for my speech. English is so hard for English learners, in which I discussed the challenges of learning English and explored new ways of learning. Number 7, to give instructions. Here is one real example. Everyone, please stand up. If you are not married, please sit down. If you are married for fewer than 5 years, please sit down. If you are married for fewer than 10 years, please sit down. If you are married for fewer than 20 years, please sit down. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our heroes and role models. It was the opening of my speech, Secrets to Long and Happy Marriages. The purpose of the speech is to discuss the critical success factors of long and happy marriages, and to offer some tips and tricks to make our marriages long and happy. Our last but not least way is do a demonstration. Here is a real example. I'm a chef at home. I turn all these vegetables, meat, fish into delicious dishes for others to savor. I'm also a chef at work. I turn massive clinical data into useful information for others to use. Disclaimer: we do not cook up number for the FDA. It was the opening for my presentation at work. Title: The Roles of Biostatistical Programmers. In my presentation, I introduced the team of biostatistical programming to our colleagues, stressed the importance of our functions, and demonstrated our contribution in the life cycle of bringing medicine from labs to patients. Now that you have learned the 3 criteria to evaluate your opening: attention, connection, time-based, and you have learned 8 ways, QSJID, to open your speech. Number 1, ask a question. Number 2, give a quote. Number 3, make a provocative statement. Number 4, sing a portion of a song. Number 5, tell a short story. Number 6, tell a joke, a good one. Number 7, give instructions. Number 8, do demonstration. I strongly encourage you to try a brand new way to open your next speech. Good luck and have fun. Oh, by the way, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.